Tonight's the GOP debate. How these candidates answer questions on foreign policy will be extremely telling. In the last debate, it was painfully obvious that Trump didn't even know who the Iranian Quds Force commander was. But even when the candidates know the enemy, they still echo the same flawed strategy that's at the heart of every international failure of the past century: putting national interest ahead of principles. So what should you look for tonight? How can we judge who values principle over interest? Look no further than who we choose as friends. Listen carefully to how each candidate handles the mess that's Syria. Think about whose side we're on in that fight. We currently support what we call moderate Sunni rebels. Now, these rebels often ally themselves with Al-Qaeda. We also support Turkey, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. But all three of these countries support the groups that fight alongside Al-Qaeda. Now, our government's plan so far has been to train a special group of moderate rebels that will fight ISIS. This program has cost around $40 million, and it has pumped out a grand total of 50 fighters. As of today, every single one of those troops has either been captured and killed by Al-Qaeda-backed groups or is on the run hiding from them. Also, look how these candidates talk about Russia. Last week, I began tracking an unusual Russian military exercise that involved the airlift of hundreds of troops and military equipment from central Russia to an unknown location 4,000 kilometers away. Russia's massive cargo aircraft, called the Antonov 124 Condor, would be the transportation used. Not long after that, these same aircraft landed in the Syrian coastal city of Latakia. They're beginning what looks to be a much larger, overt military buildup. Russian troops and equipment are now showing up all over social media within Syria. Putin's excuse is that he wants to form a coalition to fight ISIS. But let's be blunt here. What he's really doing is using ISIS as an excuse to protect his interests. Assad and Iran are Russia's interests. They're making it very clear to the world who their friends actually are. Assad, the man that started the Syrian war to begin with by shooting protesters rather than listen to them. The man that has been dropping chemical weapons on his own people. That's Russia's friend. These overt moves Russia's doing give us a unique opportunity here. Which candidate tonight will seize upon that opportunity? It's time to declare to the world, as Russia did, who our actually friends are and support them unequivocally. The Kurds of Syria and Iraq are the only people in the world with ISIS and the Syrian regime that deserve our friendship. It's insulting that as the Kurds provide safety to Christian villages, we allow Turkey to bomb Kurdish troops. The Kurds are the only effective fighting force in Syria and Iraq. Imagine what they could have done with that $40 million we wasted on training moderate Syrian rebels. As Assad kills thousands and the Islamists kill thousands, the Kurds are protecting millions. Is it not obvious who our overt friends should be? The world has lost respect for the United States. We don't lead anymore. And how can we lead when we don't stand for anything? Russia stands for tyranny and oppression. But at least we know they actually stand for something. Where do we stand? On national interest or principle? The candidate that sticks to principle tonight will and should gain ground.